So we're going to chapter 25 in economics, employment and unemployment, causes and effects. So before going to unemployment, what is employment? Employment simply means certain individuals within an economy is engaged. That is what employment means. So I wrote, employment implies that certain individuals are engaged. Employment can also be defined as a situation whereby those willing and able to work and are in the age category to work are able to get a job. That is employment. So employment means you have a job. That is employment. So the opposite of that is unemployment. So unemployment is a situation whereby certain individuals who are willing and able to work and are qualified to work within the age category to work are unable to get a job. That is what unemployment is. But according to International Labour Organization, unemployment occurs because certain individuals have seek for employment for almost 4 weeks without getting one, and they are making themselves available in the next 2 weeks to get a job. That makes them unemployed. That's according to ILO.
Where is this seen that in chapter 23?
Yeah, I'm just referring back to that. So that is ILO's unemployment. But unemployment simply means certain individuals do not have a job. Do you get it now? Okay. So that takes us to the causes of unemployment. So we're starting with frictional. They say unemployment causes occurs for a variety of reasons. A number of different types of or reasons for unemployment can be distinguished. So we're starting with frictional. Why do we call it frictional unemployment? We call it frictional unemployment because it's a short period of time, or we call it frictional or temporary. So there's a time between when you leave a job to seek for a new job. So the time between them, the time frame between you leaving a job to seek for a new job is called frictional or temporary unemployment. Do you understand temporary or frictional? So I wrote frictional. This is a short-term unemployment. It is the time frame between one leaving a job to seek for a new employment. That is frictional. Is it clear? So for frictional unemployment, it's still part of the supply side policy. Supply is a supply side factor. Is that clear? So go to seasonal. Are you there? For seasonal, we call it seasonal unemployment because I wrote this occurs as a result of lower demand for labor in a certain period during the year. For example, seasonal unemployment may rise during the winter for those who are construction workers or workers in the tourist industry. So there's seasonal unemployment because certain individuals will not get engaged based on the fact that the demand for their job, demand for labor in that specific period of time is reduced. That is seasonal. Demand for labor is a derived demand. So if, for example, during winter, nobody wants to tour because it's cold. The weather is not favorable. So those that have jobs, those that are engaged with tourism or construction workers, they won't be able to get a job at that point in time. So they might not be engaged. And that brings about seasonal unemployment. Do you understand seasonal here? People not having a job at a specific period within a year. And for seasonal unemployment, there's nothing you could do to eradicate it. In as much as you are part of that job, you are part of that industry, it will always occur. You can't stop it.
Yes,
Do you understand? So that takes us to the third one. Structural. So for structural unemployment, I wrote, this occurs when the demand for labor is less than its supply in an individual labor market. So here we're talking about either regional unemployment or sectoral unemployment. So it's structural because it means certain markets, the demand for labor in certain markets is reducing, or like in the educational industry, or there are less schools in the country. So that means the demand for teachers would reduce. Yes or no? So as a result of that, the supply of teachers might exceed the demand for teachers. So that is a specific industry. So that is what structural unemployment is about. Do you get it? The supply of labor exceeds the demand for labor in a specific industry. So we have regional or sectoral. Regional simply means in a specific region. Oh, in Benghazi, there is no job in Benghazi. Why is there no job in Benghazi? Oh, there's a lot of job in Benghazi, but people in Tripoli are unable to go to Benghazi. So there's unemployment. There's regional unemployment because people lack the flexibility. Because there's immobility of workers. People cannot easily go to Benghazi to get a job. So now there's unemployment in Tripoli because they cannot move to Benghazi where there's a job. Do you understand regional here? So that is what we call regional unemployment. It is part of structural. Then we have sectoral, which is what I just talked about, the educational sector or the manufacturing sector, or whichever sector that the supply of labor exceeds demand for labor is called structural unemployment or sectoral, which is a sub of sectoral unemployment. Is it clear? Any question about that?
No.
So that takes us to technological unemployment. Are you there? For technological unemployment, I wrote, this occurs where workers lack the flexibility to carry out specific jobs. As a result, they are being replaced by technology or with technology.
AI.
Yes, AI, yeah, with technology. AI cannot replace me anyway. It can only replace who it can replace. So the point is this, most of the time, but mostly when it comes to specialization, when people have specific jobs, they can easily be replaced with special machines. You get it? You're a specialist. Because you do a specific job, it means they can as well make technology to do the same job as you do. Do you understand?
Like for example, welding.
Yes. You're a welder. Now there are machines that can weld. There are robots that can even weld. Do you understand? So your job is now, because you can't easily have the flexibility to get yourself retrained or move to a new occupation. So there's lack of mobility, there's immobility of labor. Maybe there's occupational immobility. You cannot switch from one job to another for the fact that you don't have these necessary skills or the necessary qualification to switch. So that means you'll be unemployed. You are being replaced with technology and you don't have the flexibility to switch. Then there is unemployment in that situation. That is technological unemployment. Do you understand?